This is VW's most popular product, a curry-wurst, and this is the new Golf. Well, this isn't actually one of VW's own wursts, and this Golf isn't new. It's the facelift, the 7th generation, and it comes with minimal design changes, a slew of new turbocharged engines, and the new infotainment system that has gesture control. But enough about that. Let's talk about why this car really deserves the compact hatch class crown. Well, on first impressions, its exterior design is not going to win any awards, or will not be awarded a second glance by anybody really. It is the definition of a car. But that's no bad thing really, because it frees its owner from having to think about their car. And grown up really is the word best used to describe the whole package. This car has an air of dependability which you cannot find in any other vehicle in its class. The Golf is a very serious car, but it's very serious about quality, ergonomics, comfort, and well, hopefully longevity, because this car looks built to last. I know it's a cliche whenever you talk about Volkswagen and saying that it's built to last, but it is. I mean, Volkswagen clearly doesn't want to alienate its buyers by making it flamboyant looking or giving it swoops and curves and all of that. But even if some might call it dull, the interior is really impressive, especially if you're sitting up front, because here you're treated to soft plastics on most surfaces. Although rear passengers get scratchier plastic on the doors, which is noticeably different because it's shinier. Whenever the sun shines on the plastic, the front one looks matte, while the rear one looks really shiny. And I think they could have done a better job with that. But again, even that shiny plastic, I'm sure, will be very durable. VW is making a big fuss about its new choice of infotainment systems. This is the first optional system. It's an 8-inch unit with capacitive buttons on both sides and 2 rotary knobs, one for volume and one for tuning. And it's very sexy. The graphics are great, it's very nicely integrated into the dash. I really like what they did with this pane of glass over it. It's very, very nice. But it's not the top of the range system. You can opt for a 9-inch setup, which has capacitive buttons only on one side and the screen extends further. And that also comes with gesture control, a €1,400 feature that VW seems to be very proud of. Probably the main recommendation I have for this car concerns the gearbox and engine combo. In this combination, 1.6 TDI with 7-speed DSG, it feels more than adequate for moving the car and will fulfill the needs of 95% of buyers, realistically speaking. The 1.6-liter unit's downsides are a slight lack of torque low down, even if peak torque is supposed to arrive very low at 1500 RPM, and also a bit of gruffness when cold. It sounds like a diesel from 10 years ago when you start it up on a cold morning. However, with this gearbox, it makes the best use of what power and torque it has, and progress is definitely swift. I have to admit that this gearbox is really, really good. You really have to try to make it act in a jerky manner in order for it to do so. It just doesn't want to jiggle you around in the car. Some say that the Golf is a boring car, but I really disagree with them. I had much more fun than I would have expected to in a 1.6-liter diesel Golf with an automatic gearbox. It's really, really positive, and the steering is very good. In this latest generation, it's very direct. Feedback is not as bad as some other competing models. It's a good steering system. It really very safely understeers, and it's controllable. You can snap out of that understeer. It's hard to crash it. Plus, it has the advantage of having probably the best visibility in its class. It also has a biggish boot. It accommodates 3 people in the back. If one of them does not mind straddling a transmission tunnel, which you want, I mean, the transmission tunnel is no problem, because you can get the Golf with all-wheel drive, even in lesser non-R models. I mean, that sounds like a sweet combo, especially if you live somewhere where it snows a lot and you need the extra traction. But the Golf isn't perfect. This particular example has done less than 3,000 kilometers, and the driver's side door card rattles at times, and there's a strange sound coming from the rear brakes too. But these are minor niggles really. So yeah, the Golf. It wasn't broke, so they didn't fix it. Well, except maybe for some of its diesel engines, but that's a different talk altogether.